All right, let me exit out of here. So exit out of here. So we're doing a koala. I do love koala. Obviously, I'm saying it still. We're doing a SP and OP-1 video because I said in the previous video I wanted to see how they connect. So what I'm doing is I'm powering this with batteries right now. First I was about to say I'm powering back here, but I realized I didn't have a cable there. So it's powered by batteries right now. And by the way, you can see it. It usually will tell you, it says USB power, which I find weird because technically it is being powered by the, no, well, first of all, if it could power by the USB, when I take the batteries out, I would know that it works, but it doesn't because I tried that already. So I'm weirded out by the fact that it's saying USB, even though I know. But I will say this, the USB connected through the OP-1, I forgot it beat syncs with stuff. If you understand what that means. So if I hit here, you see beat match and it's linking. Well, it automatically syncs to here, which is weird because like if you, so I did these, oops. So I added in all these sounds. This is what I had in the OP-1. These are the drums. I added lo-fi over them using the MFX 16, which is the lo-fi setting. And by the way, if I hit remain in there, you can see it. All right, so I added in, make sure all these gates are off. Yeah, they're off. Gates off on that one too. Okay, good. So I could take this and chop it if I wanted to. What I'm gonna do is exchange the pad for right now and bring it up here just because it's easier when it's up here. And just make sure it's set to yellow. Hold the remain down. It'll tell you that it's set to the yellow one, see? Which is the bus 1. So bus 1 is basically the bus effects is what I mean by that, bus 1. All right, and on bus 1, I have the lo-fi setting going on. So I like this, I like this lo-fi thing in here a little bit, because when I just want to lo-fi some drums, I find it easy just to go in here instead of doing all that extra work, just throw a lo-fi setting on, and then if you got some basic drums, it kind of lo-fi's the drum a little bit. I'm not saying it's like the best, but it's a quick way to hear the sound if you just want to lo-fi the drums. Anyway, all right, so it beat syncs with this, which is interesting because when you go into pattern, let's say, and you want to record a pattern, so I'm going to pick one. Usually you select the BPM, but you'll notice here the BPM is not working at all. And that's because it's being controlled by the OP-1 field, which is unique in its own way. So what I was doing was I was going to record in the 8 bars. It doesn't really matter about this because I'm going to go TRX on that. And then I was going to press record. Okay, hit that one, plug it in. And I don't want to plug it in at 90. I usually do it about 50, which is good. Hit exit. You don't really need to stay for the whole thing. That's good. It sounds good now. I'm just running it through a lo-fi effect, which is cool because there aren't really, I mean, you have tape speed, you can warble that thing down on here, but you don't have a lo-fi effect technically, unless you use it on like an iPad or on the computer. So it's kind of cool that the MPZ, I almost said the MPZ. I don't even know what that is, but the, I guess I was thinking MPC, but saying MPZ and I meant the SP. Wow, I'm way off. The SP is basically has that lo-fi ability to give you that effect. So that's kind of cool to be able to use. So there's that pattern. I'm going to make a copy of it real quick. So that way we have that. I'm going to exit out, or I'm going to play it, exit out of it, and then so what I'm wondering, you just hit that, and I keep forgetting him. I wish it was kind of like the same in both. Instead of having to hit exit in the this one, you got to hit exit here, But when you're in pattern mode and you're playing it, you got to hit just the pattern and it stops. So it kind of frustrates me because, well, no, it doesn't. I'm take that back, because I can see why. Because in pattern mode, outside of pattern mode, you could be playing multiple samples. So there's all kinds of different things going on here versus in pattern mode. So never mind. No, retract that statement quick. One of the things about the effects though that I have to remember is, if you're going to use effects on here, I always say go ahead and just record another one using that effect versus trying to put it on and remember what you put on, because when you go to your next song, that's going to get all taken off. So I'm going to actually do that right now. What I'm going to do is resample. I'm going to select this pad, and then I'm going to resample this one with the effect on it. Put the loop on so that way you get that first part again. So it's 8 bars. Make sure you do 8 bars. That's the last one, and it goes back. That's it. All right. And I only did the resample just to get that effect on there. So you see how it leaves the note there, and then I can zoom in, get as close as I can. There we go. And now I'll just truncate that. Perfect. Now I can turn the effects off right now. So I can turn the effect off. I can go back into patterns. I'm going to have to re-record these though. Well, at least this one I'll do. Record here. And what I'm going to do is leave it at 8, hit record, remove this one, select this one, and go, I'm sorry, don't go record. Did I do that wrong? Hit record, Exciter, I'm messing up. Okay, hit record, hit this one, hit record again, take that one off, add this one on, but make sure you turn off the gate. And then you're gonna put it right here. And remember to do it at 50, because it'll be loud, too loud. And then exit out. So now all I did was just remove this one, but I added this one. So in theory, I guess I could have just switched them, exchanged the pad, and it would have played. I didn't even think about that. Actually, that's a good way. So this video is kind of open. You'll see I'm just learning stuff too as I go. But I think I am going to do that because I want to get rid of the original. If I'm going to keep, some people would keep that and say, no, keep this one just in case you don't. So I might just go ahead and do that for right now. Go back to pattern. See, now I don't have to use them effects on there because it's already built. I baked it in basically. Okay. There you have it. So let's say I want the M effects on this. It remain there, so it stay on. All right, cool, I like that. So I want to do that. So I'm going to exit out and I'm going to go ahead and just resample these, okay? So basically, so that way it's baked into there too, same principle. So I'm just gonna go resample, select the pad, do that, hit record, it's done. I'm gonna do this one, resample, hit record, it's done. Resample, hit record, it's done. Okay. You'll notice I'm hitting resample in this. That's so I can find the zero crossing. It'll do it for you automatically, which is what I like. There's a little something extra right there. I want that out. So I'm going to shorten this just a little bit more. So I don't need that much. Same thing here. I don't need that much. I'm just removing some of the extra space in the. Same thing here. I'm going to remove some of the space. A little bit more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, you could keep, again, same principle. You could keep the originals or whatever, but for me, I'm going to get rid of them. And then I'm going to just move these. I would like them to let you move a bunch at a time instead of having to do one at a time, but then I could see the benefit of not moving a bunch at a time. But it would be nice if you could select like 1, 2, 3, and then select the 3 pads you want them to go to. But then how would it know which one to put it on? So that could get real tricky. So I can understand why. So now you see I can turn off the effects. So to me, that's a better, for when you're limited with effects and you can't apply an effect to a pad and lock it in that pad, which is one of the things you can't do. Then it's better to just go ahead and, I'm probably just going to go ahead and remove this, because I'm going to get confused if I don't. So, but I'll go ahead and go shift exchange here. And then what I will do is, don't delete, go back into the pattern, and I'll just fix the pattern again. Because this is not really a big deal. It's button mashing, right? But it's not a big deal at all. Hit record. That's interesting. Did I ever not move the pattern then? Okay, maybe I didn't move. Something happened there. I either didn't move the pattern originally and I just thought I did, but either way, by deleting the other one and moving this one over, now the pattern is there. Okay, so that's playing there. Let's make sure in the pattern. Still playing, and I deleted the sample, so yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so that's that. So now I want to see one more thing. If I select why is it playing beats? Weird. Okay, I don't know what it's doing. It's doing some type of, hold on a second. Go to my utility. Weirdly, MIDI. Okay. Huh. Somehow, because, and this is one of the things about the SP that drives me nuts. It's a love thing, hate thing. That when I don't want it to be a MIDI, I really don't want it to be a MIDI. I want to be able to just record in through USB-C. But it seems to me, see? See, it's playing the bass in here, which is fine. I get that. But where's that note at? It's definitely not there. Okay. Remember, this thing only picks up two so it's picking up. Okay. So I see what it's doing. It's picking up on the 2 octaves below middle C. Those are the ones it's picking up. And it's kind of weird because I don't think, well, you know what? Let me see something. It's weird because I have it set on 1, right? And to use this MIDI on here, as far as I remember, control. Okay, I don't want to be a control. Wait, go back. No, go here. MIDI. So see how it says MIDI? All right, so let's see if we can switch it to notes, only notes in. Wonder if that helps on here if we turn it to other off. Let's just turn that off. Turn that off. Oh, so you can turn the clock off, which, let's see if how that works. Okay, so if we turn the clock off, we go into here. See, now it's saying BPM 40, which is not what it really is. So let's do this. Let's go. We turn the clock off and we go. Let's just, so we don't mess up what we already got, let's go copy and then let's go record. Select this pad. Does it let me do the BPM? Yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do because I don't see the BPM sync being I haven't figured out why I would use that. So I think I'm gonna turn all that off. And if I want to use the MIDI, I'll set it to MIDI channel 16 and then I could play something in here. But I really don't see the point of me MIDI syncing this. I haven't figured out why I would use that. Like what would be my reason? And I can't say I know the answer to that. So now let's exit the pattern mode. Okay. But now you see I have no volume with so let's go back in here. So if I pick this, let's pick here. It could be, I'm gonna get a snapshot real quick. Let's go here. Okay. That sucker is loud too. So you guys are hopefully learning and experiencing this like as I go too, because that's exactly what's happening here. Oops. Okay. So let's see. Let's try something else to see if this will record straight in. I know it can record going in the line in. That's easy. That's the. So all I want to know is, can I record a note? So let's do, and we're going to turn this down to 77. It's not recording. Okay. All right. So that means, let's go shift here. And by the way, I'm trying to figure this out by guessing what it's doing. That we need to change this from line in maybe to mix out. Mix out or line in. Let's just try this to see if that works. Let's just do record. Okay, that works. Okay, so delete that now. Do a resample. Well, at least we know it's working. So All right, so let's see if this affects the line in. So we're gonna go input, setting, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, and we're going to pick lo-fi. All right, pre-filter. Let's go with number 5 so we stay consistent. Lo-fi type number 5. Tone is gonna be, I'm gonna do, I think I did 50, around 12 rather, I'm sorry. And then let's see. Go down one. So. Okay, so you could set that for lo-fi if you want, right? For the input to come in lo-fi. Let's do some drums over that, okay? See how that goes. So we're here. We're gonna go, I'm gonna do my drums step sequencer this time. It really doesn't matter. I could do them either way, but whatever. I'm just going to do them step sequencer. Since I got 8 bars to play, and I don't feel like playing 8 bars, to be honest with you. All right, so we're going to use record. Click that track there. We'll stay in the TREC and hit record again. And I'm going to put my drums around 60. Let's go 50. Same thing. All right, so we got to select what track we're going to use. We're going to use the snare first. I'm going to bring that one up a little higher. Let's see what that does. We'll just go there. Let's see if we can, let's do the start a little bit late on it though. I think we'll do like 5. Yeah. Give it, I think that'll help with the swing a little bit, or make it sound. Yeah. Okay, cool. Bring that down. We're gonna bring that down to maybe like 40. Nope. Put them where you want them and then leave the swing in there, right? So that'll be good. We're gonna make this simple. Okay, cool. Now let's do the kicks. Bring the kick up just a little bit more. Go back to number 1 and make sure that the swing is off on the kick. I accidentally put one on, you can hear it. I like the 7. So I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna keep it simple and then I'm gonna do some different ones because we got a lot to do. So let's go through all of them. Put one on the 1s. Okay. I don't know why gate is on this, but Are we recording? All right, I'm gonna go out and turn the kicks down a little bit. I feel like that kick is hitting way. I'm gonna do it at 100. Bring this down to like 95 or 90. We'll do 90. And then we'll bring this down. I forgot to change the settings on here, so I'm gonna change the settings. That's still loud. I want that to be around 70. All right, cool. Now let's go back into the patterns. And then, that's my daughter playing with the dog. If you wonder, it's not me doing weird stuff. But anyway. Now let's build some hats. I'm still learning how to build the hats on here, by the way, just so you know, because it's definitely different, right? So let's get the hats. So my initial thought is always, well, first of all, let them hit lower, like 20, 25. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna increase it a little bit for this one. And I'm picking random ones to do this on. I want to do something different though. Let's see if we can change the start. Because I want the hats to swing a little bit, so I'm gonna do it 5%. That'll start them afterwards. Right? Let's try something basic. Okay, so to make it sound a little different, I'm gonna go, we'll do these 20s and those 30s. And this is why I would say if you're doing a simple one, it's probably easier to start with like maybe 2 to 4 bars, because then you don't have so much to work with. Step sequencing, because you're having to go through pages, can take a little while. So what you could do is do this. Go through all the pages, hit these, then go back, page here, maybe increase it, 25, 30, whatever. If you want to do sub steps, I don't know what that's going to do. Maybe go back to the beginning. I'm not liking it because it sounds really bland and basic. So I am going to remove everything and start over. I actually think I might just go ahead and play these hats. I think I got rid of all of them. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna play these hats. So what I'm gonna do is make a copy in this case, because that way if I mess up, then I can come back and always do them again. So let's do that. Let's play them. So we're gonna record, select that pad. We're gonna take that off. And what I'll do is I'll do 50% just so I'm not completely off. But if I'm off a little bit, it's not gonna kill it, you know? Hit record and it gives us the count in. Here we go. So you'll see I made mistakes in there, which is fine. I'm okay with mistakes like that myself. Some people aren't. If you make a mistake and you feel like, man, you got to fix that, send it back to TRX, go back in here. Either you can sit there and re-record it if you want. Select the hat pad, and now you can see what you played, right? So you can see where it's at here by following that meter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna look at it when it starts back at the 1. And then I'm gonna try to follow it. Just see what I like. Excellent. I like it. I'm gonna leave it. I see where you could obviously make it perfect and put in one here. And nope, not trying to do all that. I just want it to sound like a person played it, which I did, right? So that's how I feel about it. But anyway, all right, coming out of pattern. So you see that was just the drums and the chords. So I have other sounds in here too that can. Or if you don't like any of your sounds you got, the good thing about this board is I can always sample in. So you're wondering what key I'm playing in. I'm in E flat Dorian. So that's where I'm gonna, if you're not familiar with the key, I'm gonna show you what you can do to help yourself. This is where tonality to me, or scalar, either one, tonality or scalar will shine pretty good. So here's tonality. If you go to the, you can do one or two ways. You can go this way to the scale here, and then find the E flat, which is also known as D sharp, or you can just go E flat right there. Okay, so there it is. And then it just shows you the scale, but that's an E flat. I think that, yeah, that's, so those small ones are minor, by the way, and the top one, bigger one, ring out here, is major. So find E flat, because we're in E flat. Was it E flat major or E flat? No, it was E flat Dorian. This is E flat minor. I'm sorry, I picked the wrong scale. So let's fix that. Let's go. Oh yeah, I did that wrong. Hold on a second. Let's go back here, because now it's easier to see it. So we're gonna choose Dorian, but we need to make that an E flat. So it's this Dorian. All right, so now you can see the notes. So I'm gonna put this down. I just want you to see where you can find it using the scales, right? And so now you kind of know what the scales are. It's these notes that are in green. So what I'm gonna do is put this down. It's not gonna be in view, but I'm just showing it to you. And then I can just follow it if I don't know, or if I want to see how I want to make a melody or a lead. Okay, so so I'm gonna follow those notes, which is gonna be, I'll call them out for you: C, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Right, and that's the notes. So it starts with, wait, this is supposed to be E flat. I keep saying I did that wrong. I apologize. So it's E flat. I gotta actually pick the right scale. All right, E flat Dorian. Okay, cool. So that changes the notes. So it's gonna be E flat, F, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Or let's say flats, because that's technically sharps or flats, but since we're doing E flat, let's say flat, so that'll make it easier for you. All right, so it's gonna be E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat. And for some people, they may not be able to get notes. Push that in just a little bit. So if you can't remember notes, if you have a photographic memory, which is kind of what I have, I don't remember everything that well either. But remember, there's only 12 notes within that scale. So within any scale, most of them are going to be 7 notes, right? Like in this particular one, there's more than 7, right? 1, 2, 3. No, I'm wrong. There is 7 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 8. Oh, that's because I'm thinking about the other E flat. My apologies. So there's only 7 notes. And that's E flat again, right? The octaves. So technically the 7 notes are, right? There you go. So now you can play your song and then you jam to it, right? That was off note. So you can also find out what other chords, what other scales fit these chords that were played. Since we know we played in E flat, and that one I would show you in scalar, but there's modes and things in here too, and that you can find out here. I'll show you the modes. You see that? So here's the scale chords. Can you see it? Hopefully you can see that. Let me stop this beat. Hold on. All right, so you see the scale chords for E flat Dorians right there. Here's the chords that fit those. So by the way, I'm just scrolling down. So here's the scale. Here's the chords that fit it. You see it's on scale chords. There's tabs up here. So now if you hit modes, modes is going to show you other scales that can work within that, right? So you see the modes. So if you don't want to use that scale, use the modes right here, and you'll see there's a Phrygian scale that should work in it. It carries notes that are relative and tonally that sound good, right? So you can use those. So, right? Wait, I'm looking at that wrong. My eyes are backwards. Okay, so. So that's a Phrygian. They use Phrygian in a lot of rock music. The solos too have that, and pentatonic use those. So, I mean, it just depends on what you hear and what you feel. So if you're playing and you go into it and you're thinking, what am I going to play? See how it's the same chords, the same notes. It's just starting on a different note. So it's F versus starting on the E flat. So sometimes doing that can help you to come up with a melody that's better by using a different one, a different starting point, basically. So here's G flat Lydian. So you can use that. But like in my situation, I only have 25 keys, right? So I can only play so far before it. So I have to use the shift and go down an octave. This is why I always say if you really want to play a little bit better, I always say 37 is the minimum on a keyboard to give you room to play more melody and piano. But anyway, for me, this is fine because I just figure out my melody off of what I got. But so yeah, so take a look at this. Don't think that koala, see, I keep going to koala. Don't think that this is only for the pads. That's just the part that I use probably the most out of it. But if you need the scales, pick the scale you're in, come down here and turn on the modes. There's parallel too. You can use that, but I just stay in the relative. It's pretty better, pretty much easier for me. Okay, and these are triads. If you want the 7th chords, you can click here and go 7th. Just go to modes, stay in relative, and there's all your different ones that'll work for scales that'll work for you with the E flat Dorian chords. Okay, So that is pretty much it for this video. I'm not going to do much more. Just wanted to show you other options that you have. Tonality is on the phone as well as on the iPad. So that's one of the things I like about it the most, is that it's on both. Scalar I like because it gives me, I have more access to chords that I don't use all the time or wouldn't come up with on my own. And so it kind of helps to pushes me to use other stuff and try different sounds. Tonality can do that, but it's more of, you would have to be a little more hands-on with that to get it there. And I can make some tips and tricks if anybody wants some of that stuff you can do in there to help you find more chordal ideas, because I have some ideas myself on what you can do. But so anyway, that's it for this video. It's longer than what I probably would have done it. This is probably the longest one I've ever done, but you got to see a little bit more of me failing so that it can help you to succeed, hopefully, by learning from things that I mess up on. All right, so that's it. SP, OP-1 Field, great combination. Turn off the what is it called? Turn off the clock, MIDI clock, if you don't want it to be controlled by the OP-1 Field, and you can just play right into it, the SP, and sample yourself. All right, that's it. I'm out.